Jordan Ellie Sr. Starting with the arrest of a guy who was wanted and who continued screaming out for assistance as he was being taken into custody. Jordan Ellie Sr. was taken into custody on July 1st when the police performed a registration check on a vehicle that had a temporary tag.
What's up, man? All right. Hey, come here, man.
Don't do this. Don't do this. Please, sir.
Put your hands behind your back.
Please, sir. Please, sir. Please, sir. Please, don't do this to me, man. My son in the car, please. Officer, please. I can't, man.
Hands behind your back. Do it now.
I can't, officer. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
The cops proceeded to attempt to separate Ellie's hands in order to securely handcuff the suspect, but Ellie would not cooperate with their requests. Therefore, throughout the 2-minute fight to bring Ellie into custody, strikes were employed in addition to the physical struggle that was taken on.
Behind your back. Do it now. Stop resisting.
Let go of your hand. Let go of your hand.
I got a hand here.
I can't, officer.
He's still pulling on me.
Yes.
No, I don't want to fight.
Stop. Put your hands behind your back.
I just want to talk to you, officer.
Dude, put your hands. Get us another car here.
I can't, officer.
Put your hand behind your back.
Please, officer.
Dude, I'm gonna hit you again, bro.
Dude, I'm gonna hands behind your back.
Behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Get back.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Hey, I got a hand too. I got it.
Breathe. I can't breathe, officer. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
He's still trying to pull me. Stop it, dude.
Here.
Y'all let me up, please. I can't see you. I'm sorry. I'm just scared. Ain't your baby mom? Yeah. Okay, I'm off the phone. Let me sit up, please. Officer, I got it. I just want to sit up.
The 32 and the supervisor. Stop, dude.
I just want to sit up.
After the police eventually took him into custody, additional cops arrived at the scene and inquired as to whether Ellie had been searched.
You search him?
I just did a quick pat down.
Please, take a couple steps back for me.
Okay, roll over.
Step back.
Alright, roll on your side.
Kid, okay?
Yeah.
Car hasn't been searched. I don't know if there's any weapons.
He's got a bunch of warrants.
Afterward, the cops informed Ellie that his tag had expired and there were warrants out for his arrest. In contrast, Ali insisted that he was not attempting to engage in a fight regarding that.
Well, your tag's expired, man. You got a bunch of warrants. So if you just listened to us, none of this would have happened.
This would have happened, man.
I was trying to talk to you.
Yeah, I bet you were, man. That's
I wasn't
ridiculous.
trying to fight you. I didn't fight
That's
you,
ridiculous,
officer.
man.
Later on, authorities discovered a baggie inside Ellie's car that tested positive for fentanyl. As a result, the police questioned Ali about whether or not he had come into contact with any narcotics.
He's got a bunch of
What's it?
Childish.
what a concept that is.
I didn't do nothing.
Stay on your side.
I'm not trying to be nothing, do nothing wrong.
Are you ready to
Are
get
you
up?
going to stand up now or what?
I was just scared.
I don't care if you're scared.
Y'all know
So listen,
I don't.
Let's get him up.
So listen, man, it's all over with, all right? Let's have you take a stand up, okay?
All right.
So,
Let's go.
It's all right.
Swing your feet under here. Get up.
Let's get your shoes back on.
Outside of your mouth, is anything else hurting you?
I'm whole body, man.
What part? 12. Let's keep him away from the crowd. Come on, stand up.
Come on, dude.
I told you about, man.
You didn't swallow any drugs, did you?
No, sir.
The suspect is then led into a squad car by the police, where they inform him that an ambulance is located near their vehicle.
One more time on his pockets.
All right. Come on, man. Ambulance is coming. They'll check you out.
Swing your feet in. Swing, yeah, we'll roll the window down. Swing your feet in. Ambulance is right here. They're going to check you out.
To sum it up, several charges were brought against Jordan Ellie Sr., including disrupting government business, resisting arrest, and possessing narcotics in a criminal capacity. Alexa was a model employee at this restaurant in Sarasota, Florida, but she was in for a surprise when cops showed up with a warrant for her arrest. Her manager and colleagues were left in shock that their MVP had a troubled past that came back to haunt her.
You're Alexa?
I am.
What's your full name?
Alexa Kristen Casetta.
Okay, what's your date of birth, please?
January 29, 2001.
Okay, that's 10 o'clock. Evidently, I'm going to need you to turn around and put your hands behind your back, please. Evidently, you have an active warrant out of Hillsborough County.
I didn't know that.
Can you turn around, please?
Yeah.
Alexa is detained before she even knows what's happening. To her credit, she's cool as can be. The officer starts to ask her about something that took place in her past.
The DUI that I had.
I'm not exactly certain. We just got a call that we needed to come out here and check for you, and then see if there was, if you were here and there was evidently a warrant. I'm going to see if that's
I
confirmed.
wasn't aware of the warrant or anything.
Okay, all right. We'll have to get that taken care of.
It seems there's a warrant from nearby Hillsborough County out for her, but the officer takes care to verify the warrant.
I do have this subject, 1012, detained currently. Same name, date of birth. Can you confirm that warrant, please? So we just have a message. Somebody had gone out to your old residence to find you. Hillsborough County is called, and we received information that your place of employment was here. So it was requested of me to come out and find you, based off of this evident warrant. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to have before we start driving anywhere or whatever, I'm going to have our dispatchers confirm with Hillsborough County that the warrant is active.
Well, it's in Hillsborough County, all the way in Tampa.
I'm sorry?
It's all the way in Tampa, Hillsborough County.
Right, exactly. But if it's an extraditable warrant, usually there's a certain radius around an area where a warrant they'll be willing to get people from, and evidently that's the case. When did you have a DUI?
January of last year.
So over a year ago.
Over a year ago.
Okay. All right. Have you been to court on it, or?
I've been to court.
Okay, so you don't have any idea why there'd be a warrant?
I've partly because of the classes.
Did you not go to classes?
I haven't been to the classes, no.
Well, that would probably be why. Okay. Because if you don't comply with court orders, then this is usually what happens. Is there a reason you didn't go?
I've just been busy. My mom kicked me out, so I was just like struggling and moving in and getting settled and everything, money-wise. I'm just struggling with everything too right now. And
Okay.
Alexa's been turning her life around, working hard and dealing with family issues. But she hasn't been attending her court-ordered classes following her DUI. This is a big mistake. But now her manager wants to speak up on Alexa's behalf.
everything just happened, like I have to do that.
Yes, of course.
She is one of the best employees that we have, and she works probably anywhere from 50 to 60 hours a week, if I'm right. She's here all day, every day. I just gave her a promotion. I am so shocked and sad of all the people that this is happening to. I am very, very surprised.
That's why we,
Last person in the building, I would have never thought.
well, folks make mistakes. I mean,
Yeah.
things happen.
Yeah.
I don't know
and
the circumstances surrounding the incident at all. It's from a different county. I'm clueless, so that's why I'm, they say, hey, can you go look to see if she's here?
What we're going to do is we are going to do whatever needs to get done. To everyone, that is, we're going to be kind to everyone, and whatever needs to be done, we say yes, and we will get through it. And everyone in this building is here to help you.
So we're waiting on just so you know, we're waiting on two things right now. I'm waiting for them to confirm the warrant from Hillsborough. Once they confirm that and they say, yep, it's in the system, and Hillsborough's acknowledging the fact that it's there, and they're going to be made aware that you're with us, and then we'll see what's going to happen. If it's confirmed, then we'll just take you down to Sarasota County Jail. Secondarily to that, I'm waiting for a female officer to come out with us so that you can be patted down and searched, because it's more proprietous that way. All right, we'll just get through it.
So if the warrant is accurate, she goes to Sarasota County?
Correct. That's where I take her now, and then Hillsborough would arrange transport up there if that's what's going to happen. I don't know. It's being out of county. I wish I could tell you more, but I don't know more.
The manager is really taking care of her star team member here, and it seems the officer is also sympathetic to Alexa's situation. He wants to know how serious the DUI was.
Were your charges misdemeanor level?
Misdemeanor.
Did you expect at all that anything might catch up to you if you didn't go to the classes?
I was gonna do good because I've been trying to get a day to go and do it and get the classes done. I was trying to go this weekend to do it. It's been on my mind. I know I have to do it, and I've been trying to go and do it. I just can't.
Okay, I would definitely let them know that.
Now a female officer arrives to assist. The manager is still pressing for information so they can help her as much as possible.
Alright, let's go ahead. We're gonna walk back to his vehicle over here.
Okay. Get your phone number.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She'll be able to get phone numbers and make phone calls from
Okay,
there.
perfect.
So, just
Let me know, Alex.
Let y'all know, we're just taking her down to the Sarasota County Jail. The warrant was confirmed through Hillsborough, so they'll have to determine if they want to bring her up or how that might work.
Okay.
So, hopefully we can just get through this and be done.
Do you think she'll be bonded tonight?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
So, but if you want to try and call the jail in a little while, just to kind of see if they'll give you any sort of an update. Then
Okay.
That'd be.
But
that'd be
she'll
fine.
be able to call?
Yeah,
I'll
she'll be able to
bail
make
her
a
out?
phone call.
Okay,
Yeah, or
so
whatever.
she can be bailed out. Somebody will let her call me and I'll go bail her.
Yeah, if she can, they'll let you know.
Alright.
Being that it's Hillsborough, that might not be
Right.
an option.
Right.
So, but again, the county jail will, they're the ones that control that. They'll have all the answers for that. Being out here,
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
So I would just call them in a little bit. Oh, sorry. And then we'll just go from there.
Okay.
All right. So I do apologize for coming in that way. Thank you for helping us make it as easy
Absolutely.
as
And I mean
possible.
it, what I said, out of anybody in this building, that was my last guess. I am
Right.
in absolute
I know,
shock
like-
right
Looks like,
now.
looks like there was just a mistake over a year ago, and then
She's
just
so
due to being busy, hasn't
responsible.
been able to get to that class. And unfortunately, if
Yeah.
that was a
Yeah, I was going to say Hillsborough doesn't mess around.
yeah.
Yep.
So we're gonna go get that taken care of, get her through this as quickly as we can. Again, our involvement just goes to the jail, do some paperwork, and then she'll be transferred there.
Okay.
So I would just call them in a little while. But
Thanks.
and again, I apologize for coming into her
No,
place of
no,
work.
you're doing your job. I
Thank you.
understand.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you so much.
The manager is going to bail her out of jail at the first opportunity. This is an awesome move by the manager, and it shows what a star Alexa is. But she's still going to have to rectify her mistakes, and she's starting to worry about how serious it might be.
They should have already notified Hillsborough County that we located you. So Hillsborough County will be in contact with our sheriff's department to see when and how they want to transport you back there. You'll probably have to see a judge. Hopefully they'll be able to get you back there tomorrow.
Am I gonna get like arrested?
So I'm not sure what you mean
Like
by that.
for like weeks, days.
Probably not. No, for just DUI. Warrant.
It's just a misdemeanor DUI. then,
Yeah,
I would think.
yeah. I think they're probably just going to hold you long enough to get you up there and have you see a Hillsborough County judge, and then that judge will set either a bond or bail amount or determine kind of what the next steps are. Okay, but it could take. What day is it? Is it Thursday?
It is Thursday.
Hopefully today, I'm not sure if they do transports on the weekends or not all the time, but hopefully they'll be able to get you up to Hillsborough soon, so you'll be able to get into a first appearance like relatively soon. So you shouldn't be, I wouldn't imagine you'd be detained longer than a day or two, okay?
Alexa did everything she could to get her life back on track after a DUI, except one of the most important things, which is to attend her classes. Her manager did a great job in defending her, and hopefully she'll be right back to work and attending her classes. In June of 2023, in the peaceful neighborhood of Cranston, Rhode Island, a rather unsettling episode played out, leaving one woman deeply disturbed and the whole community uneasy. The lady, sharing her story with NBC 10 News, expressed how violated she felt upon discovering a drone hovering outside her bathroom window. Allow me to introduce you to Christopher Jones, the individual who believed he could invade his neighbor's privacy by employing a drone. Little did he realize his actions would uncover a startling truth and result in legal repercussions.
How you doing?
Yeah, I already spoke to the owner. They were worried about you for some particular reason. So I called the owner. I called the second in charge.
Yeah, they said that you had called. They were more concerned because apparently you never call out. You're always there, and they were just the way you were saying sorry. They were just very concerned about you for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but
I'm actually surprised that you guys are here for this. I was waiting for you guys to come pick me up.
For something that happened earlier?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you talked to anybody about that?
What do you mean?
Like detective-wise or anything?
No.
Do you still have to? Are you still registered?
No, I mean that my prior incident.
That's all.
That's all done. It's almost 25 years
Okay.
ago.
Okay.
All right.
This is a new issue.
Okay.
Okay.
Which I was contacted by the family last night at 10:30.
Okay.
It's basically invasion of privacy.
Okay.
Very ashamed about this. Very embarrassed.
Okay.
But I had a drone, and I actually flew it in the neighbor's yard, and which I thought that that was what
we're here for right now.
Yes.
Let me tell you what. I'll make a phone call to give you some peace of mind to see if there's anything that's happening with that. All right. Is that the reason that you called out of work? Because you expected us to be around?
I want to.
As you can see, Jones, the accused, confesses to the police that he had flown a drone into his neighbor's yard, an act he describes as an invasion of privacy. Jones expresses his shame and embarrassment, acknowledging the severity of the situation. The police, still uncertain about the details, assure Jones they'll investigate the matter further for clarity.
All right, Christopher, just come here for a minute. All right. No weapons, nothing on you, right?
No.
Just gonna pat you down quick, okay?
Okay.
Just your wallet?
Yeah.
All right. You can even keep that on you. Just walk over to my car. You're just being detained right now just because of the statements you made to us, and we're still trying to figure out what's going on, okay?
Okay.
So, like I said, you're just detained. You're not under arrest. So just have a seat in there, okay? You've been nothing but good with us, and we really appreciate that, okay? Just give us a few minutes to figure some things out, all right?
I know your jobs are hard, and
okay. Well, like I said, we really appreciate it. I'm actually gonna have you just take your wallet out. I didn't go through it, so.
As the police detain Christopher Jones, they reassure him that it's a temporary measure, requesting him to remove any potential weapons. Well, Jones complies, emphasizing his cooperation, and the police explain he's being detained, not arrested, and they're investigating the situation.
So here's what's going on. There is an investigation, okay?
Yeah.
Obviously, you're aware of that. You kind of know what's going on with that.
Right.
We're asking if you would like to get in your own truck, follow us down to the station, speak with the detective that's going to be handling the case. Maybe it's a misunderstanding, maybe it's not. We don't know. It's still being investigated. So, as of right now, there's no charges against you, okay?
Yeah.
So we're not going to take you. If you would like to come down to the station and clear this all up on your own, we would really appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's completely up to you at this point.
Well, if there's no charges against me right now.
Correct. We would like to clear this whole incident up. Obviously, you came out and you said some things to us.
Right.
We would like to clear this up. If you would like to come down and speak with the detective that's going to be handling this case and clear the air today, we would appreciate that.
As the police detained Jones, he expressed his fear of speaking without legal representation, hinting at the potential severity of the situation.
I knew when you guys hung around that.
I'm going to take it out of your pocket, okay?
Oh, yeah, okay.
All right, go ahead and have a seat. Get you right out of here, back to the station, okay?
Jones found himself slapped with a felony charge for video voyeurism, and he's been carrying the tag of a convicted sex offender since 1999. While his duty to register ended in 2015, he managed to secure his release on a $15,000 personal bond. But he's under strict orders to steer clear of any contact with the woman at the center of the case. On May 19th of 2019, at the age of 79 years old, Harlan Jeffers found himself using red and blue emergency lights to direct traffic on the highway. Unbeknownst to him, this would turn out to be a grave mistake. While Harlan was driving his white Nissan and impersonating a law enforcement officer, another vigilant motorist had been observing his actions and eventually reported him to the police. Shortly thereafter, the Spark police officials caught up with Harlan to inquire about his unusual behavior.
So you're a chaplain. You're not sworn law enforcement. Yes, I am. You're the chaplain. I'm a senior chaplain, yes.
Harlan explained to the officers that while he wasn't exactly a policeman, he did work for the police department as a chaplain. For context, the Sparks Police Chaplain Corps is made up of local clergies of various religions who volunteer their services to the police department to provide guidance to members of the department and community during times of crisis or any difficult time. Chaplains, like police officials, are given a badge, but they're not allowed to have red or blue lights in the car.
How long you been with Sparks?
I've been with the department for about 3 years.
9 years?
Pretty close to that.
After a few rounds of questioning, the officials decided to detain Harlan for some time as they tried to get a full picture of the situation at hand.
Let's walk over here, sir. Search real quick. Oh yeah, I haven't pat him down or anything. You haven't? I've not, no. Okay. Walk over here. Alright, you're currently detained right now, okay, until we figure out what's going on.
Just as the officer took Harlan away, the 79-year-old realized things were quickly escalating out of control. Defending himself, Harlan admitted to using his red and blue on several occasions, but he claimed to only do it when there's an accident or in a time of emergency.
Turn my lights on. Turn your lights on? When I'm called out, are you... Generally, if it's a catastrophe, a major accident, we're just...
But the officers, they weren't buying his excuse, especially since Sparks Police Department, where Harlan worked, confirmed to the officials that Harlan had no police authority or authorization by any agency to have red and blue lighting in his personal vehicle. After Harlan was put in the car, the officer proceeded to speak to the witness who had initially brought to their attention Harlan's recklessness.
Hello. How's it going, sir? Pretty good. How are you? Thanks for the what. So what all did you see?
He came flying. I was in the left-hand lane on 395 heading home from work in Reno.
So he's coming out of Gardnerville area-ish?
No. 395 from Reno.
From Reno, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, and he came flying up behind me. I'll admit, I was doing around 77 and 70.
All right.
He comes flying up, and he slows down, then he throws on his cherries. And he moves me over to the side of the road. The moment I get over to the shoulder, he zips back over and speeds up.
Okay. Was other vehicles yielding too?
Other vehicles were in the right. I was passing someone.
Okay.
There was no one that I saw. I barely even saw the cherries because this thing's in my way.
Right. That's a pretty big setup there.
yeah. For when my Jeep can't make it, I'll pull that out. I just wanted the kid. And then I started following him, and I realized he was trying to shake me because he would speed up. The moment I would get next to him, he would slow down.
Mm-hmm.
So I called dispatch. They put me through you guys, and then I just followed him here.
How many other times did he use the red and blues that you saw?
He only has them on the front.
Right.
I did see the reflection on his window like 3 or 4 times as we were going.
Okay.
That's how he got so far ahead of me at one point.
So you do think he used them other times?
Oh yeah.
After getting the witness statement, the officer proceeded to explain the situation to his partner. It's here that we find out Harley was using his red and blues to skip past traffic.
So the guy over there, the witness, he's working on the statement. He's got dash cam. And he says that, he's coming out of Reno, 395, and he's in the passing lane, the witness, and he comes up behind him, activates his red and blues. He yields over to the shoulder, and then he takes off. He's like, he thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then he kind of came up and continued following him, gave us a call. And then he said he was just like a driving pattern was kind of different, like he'd speed up and then he'd slow down. He said his words were he felt like trying to shake him. And I said, did you see him use the lights any other times? And he says, I couldn't see them very easily because he was in front of me and I was following. But he said he felt that at least maybe 2 or 3 other times that
he acted. He saw the red blues?
Because he yielded to him.
So he yielded to him?
To get out of the way.
Oh, okay.
So he gets out of it because he's in the fast lane. He's passing other vehicles.
Okay.
Truck comes up behind him, gets him to move over, which he does. And he's like, that's weird. And then he kind of followed it. And he thinks maybe 2 or 3 other times between all of this that he saw the red lights, blues come on like a reflection off of another car. But that's the best he could say.
Him do it to him, which is good enough, and he admitted to using them. And he just put them in last week. And he's like, I am a sworn. I'm like, you're not a sworn police officer.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
you're a sworn chaplain with the Clark Police Department.
It's one of those like, hey, it's more of this has been bestowed upon you out of a mode of respect.
Yeah.
Not that you have law enforcement powers.
Yeah.
That's a red and blue, and that's a red and blue, and they both
are.
Yeah, and you just activate them with this thing here. I don't know what. I guess this is that's a cell phone charger. But yeah, you just flip these, they start working.
More police officials arrived at the scene, and after gathering enough evidence, the officers moved to confiscate Harlan's badge.
Physically just take this
and the bat and the shield.
Pictures of it already?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So take the badge out there. We'll leave his wallet with his property.
In a regrettable lapse of judgment, Harlan, a 79-year-old chaplain who is expected to uphold the law rather than violate it, saw his world come crashing down. He lost not only his reputation, but also his standing in the community, and ultimately, his job. Subsequently, Harlan found himself facing arrest and charges for equipment violation related to the use of red and blue lights and impersonating a police officer. Kaylee Lewis brings more experience with the criminal justice system to the table than you might gather from watching this video. However, most of her encounters with it trace back to a methamphetamine charge she caught several years ago. Back then, she was slapped with probation as her punishment, but she soon turned up in Arizona, where she got herself arrested once again. Lewis didn't stop there. She missed several mandatory court appearances and didn't stick to the terms of her probation. She skipped meetings with her probation officer and even tested positive for methamphetamine while 8 months pregnant. It's clear that addiction can take a toll. In her most recent run-in with the law, as we see in this video, Lewis found herself in trouble for felony theft from her former employer.
So this is stemming from past incidents that happened on Friday and Saturday, correct?
Yes.
From what he's saying, that basically a male accomplice of hers, they're a male acquaintance that she knows, came up with a cart to her register. She removed the security tags and didn't ring up that merchandise whatsoever. And you said it's over $1,000?
Yeah, just the one item's $600.
Gotcha.
And then that night she got in a vehicle, a white pickup.
White pickup?
With the sides and the light on top. And then the next day when he walked out with stuff and went out, very same pickup.
Okay.
Tim's made the cops' jobs a heck of a lot easier by practically completing half the investigation himself. He might be a hardware store manager, but he could have been a detective.
We don't
that was
have
just one of the items
video
on the cart.
getting in, but associates saw her getting into the vehicle.
Oh, okay.
And then we have it leaving, and then the next night we have the other leaving also.
Tim has plenty more info for the officers on Kaylee's criminal scheme.
Said over here $130, $40 helmet and some other things too.
And while you guys are talking to her in there and looking at the video, I can scrounge up all the item numbers and get you a total if you want.
With helpful employees like this, the cops get a clear idea of what to say to Kaylee when they meet her. It's important to establish the value of the items stolen, as this could have a serious impact on the charges that she may end up facing. Now it's time to go see Kaylee, who's out back writing her statement.
This is what was purchased. The other stuff was not, but that's the transaction.
Now comes the critical part. If the value of the items is over a felony amount, things are going to be much more serious for Kaylee.
So right now we're just waiting on the other amount, and then we'll see what happens.
Now we have the awkward moment where Kaylee has to sit there while her colleagues and cops look through the video of her stealing thousands of dollars worth of merchandise from her employer. Once the manager confirms and signs an affidavit to say what he sees on the video, it's time for Kaylee to go downtown.
Okay. Go ahead and stand up. Spin around, put your hands on your back for me. You're going to be placed under arrest for suspicion of theft of property, okay? We're going to go talk to Detective Hudson, which at that time he's going to read you your Miranda rights. I'm not going to ask you any questions or anything of that nature because that would infringe on your rights. And I'm not going to do that, okay?
Here's an interesting moment. The officer wants to help her with her things from her locker, but she's not too keen on taking her purse down to see Detective Hudson, so we can probably guess what she has inside of it.
Keep my purse outside.
I mean, if I was you,
I'm saying because I'm gonna be on foot.
most likely you're gonna be banned from here.
No, I'm saying outside of here.
If you wanted to get stolen?
It's starting to dawn on Kaylee that things are about to get a little rough. This has not been a good day at work for her.
Do you think I'm gonna go to jail?
You're going to talk to a detective. That's gonna determine what's the next process.
According to the state of Arkansas, Lewis and her co-defendant, Nicholas Preston, were accused of conspiring to swipe over $1,000 worth of merchandise from the hardware store where she worked as a cashier. Sadly, it seems drugs had motivated her to commit these crimes. Taylor West. This entire incident began when a 22-year-old male from North Carolina was apprehended in Flagler County after he fled into a densely forested area upon being stopped for a traffic infraction. He was wanted for violating his probation related to drug trafficking charges.
My window's broke, officer.
I got you, man. So the reason why I pulled you over, I'm Deputy Boyd, Flagler County Sheriff's Office. The reason why I pulled you over is your headlights out on that front side.
Yes, sir. I know. I'm on the way home. But I'm going to let you know I don't have a driver's license.
All right. And what about you, man? What's your name and date of birth?
James Davis.
What's your middle initial?
R.
And what's your date of birth?
February 5th, 2001.
And do you have you ever had a license here in Florida or anywhere?
No, sir.
No? You're from North Carolina as well?
No, sir. I'm from Virginia.
Virginia? Okay. All right, man. Just sit tight for me, okay?
When the cop was in his police vehicle and checking on the suspect's status, he saw the suspect escaping from his vehicle and running into the woods. This event will mark the beginning of a manhunt that will last for 9 hours.
Hey! 312. One of them just jumped out of the car and took off running down Squirrel. So what's his name? Taylor West?
Yes, sir. I told him not to.
Why did he run off?
Because he has warrants or something.
Despite the fact that the police were looking for him through the woods, they were also informed that the suspect had been seen many times in the vicinity of the Integra Woods apartment complex. Nonetheless, they were unable to locate him.
Canine, come out of the woods now with your hands up. Announce yourself. You're under arrest. Or we will send a dog and he will bite you. Sheriff's Office Canine, come out of the woods now with your hands up. Announce yourself. You are under arrest. Or we will send a dog and he will bite you.
In the vicinity of the apartment complex, the police eventually made the arrest of the suspect after a full night's work.
All right, no weapons on you? You injured at all? No injuries?
My legs are scratched up.
Your legs are scratched up? All right. Man, I busted my ass. What's your name?
Taylor.
Taylor. Bro.
You don't have any narcotics or anything like that on you? You know if you introduce any contraband to the jail, it's a felony charge.
In conclusion, in his native state, Taylor West was wanted for breaking his probation on drug trafficking charges, resisting arrest, and providing law officials with a fake identity. He was additionally wanted in Virginia for violating his probation on counts of possessing fentanyl and controlled drug paraphernalia, according to the deputies who were investigating the case. Also, based on the arrest issued in North Carolina, West was detained at the Sheriff Perry Hall Inmate Detention Facility without the possibility of bail. Although West could have evaded the cops, he was ultimately taken into custody after a 9-hour manhunt. In Suwanee, Georgia, a regular day at the local Walmart took a dark turn when 33-year-old Gary Moultrie, a registered sex offender, got caught up in some predatory behavior that landed him in handcuffs. The Georgia law enforcement officers apprehended Gary. They were soon hitting him with charges of disturbing behavior for sneakily taking upskirt pictures of female shoppers. This whole situation is just not right. There's no way around it. The incident was captured on body camera footage. It really drives home the gravity of the charges against Gary and the disturbing nature of his actions.
Wearing glasses? Yeah.
Yesterday he was in here and a little girl, probably 9, reported that he grabbed her butt. And then we were looking for him, but he got out before we could get to him.
Right.
And then today...
See, he was thinking about doing it right here.
Pull up a 17.
17.
And show him what he actually did.
He might go out of GM.
Where is he now?
He's on GM
Celebrations.
Okay.
17. That just happened.
Now he's back. Okay.
So those are the only trips so far today. We don't have the one from yesterday on camera.
Other than the person yesterday, anybody today come and complain your city?
Not, he just walked in.
He
just walked in.
Oh, he's taking pictures of her.
Yeah, he's taking pictures of her skirt.
All right, yeah.
He's done.
That's good.
Gary, a hidden threat among the shoppers, began taking inappropriate pictures and invading the personal space of young girls at Walmart. His actions, however, did not go unnoticed. The observant Walmart staff, dedicated to ensuring the safety of their customers, remembered him from a previous incident. Quietly and discreetly, the Walmart staff alerted the police, setting off a chain of events that transformed the bustling store into a battleground between law enforcement and a predator.
Guy like this might get freaky, dude. So stand back a ways. General merchandise. Move, move!
106, we have deal.
As Gary persisted in his harmful actions, the once familiar aisles turned into a confusing maze of pursuit. The police and store security, working together, chased the perpetrator through the store, turning what was supposed to be a typical shopping day into a heart-pounding chase that left customers anxious and concerned for their safety.
I've got him at the garden center. Stop! Stop! Stop!
My daughter is like right there, and she needs some help. Now.
Glasses, black shirt, camo pants, black shoes.
He's running back the other way.
All right, he's going back into Walmart. No! Stop!
My daughter needs some help, man. You're not listening.
10th floor, he's running around the garden center. If I get someone else over here. Stop right there!
My daughter is in trouble.
Roll over on your stomach!
Hold on.
I will pepper spray you as well. Roll over onto your stomach.
Roll over!
Roll over on your stomach.
Cap, can you search him, please?
I guess he broke the phone, so.
Sir, since you got gloves on, can you, when we're rolling, can you yank the prongs?
Yeah. Where'd you get him at?
Here, I got his leg cap.
Stand still. I'm pulling these out, all right? All right.
Cornered and desperate, Gary attempted to outsmart his pursuers. Claiming his daughter needed help outside, he tried to distract the officers, but law enforcement, undeterred, saw through the tactic, turning the store into a tense game of cat and mouse. The intense chase finally came to a head in the Walmart Garden Center. Gary, understanding that he had no more ways to escape, confronted a final warning from the police. The truth hit him, and he was caught.
All right, we're gonna stand you up, okay? All right. Sit up.
Gary Moultrie. Negative 900.
Put your hands.
Good job. I've chased. I ran code.
I did too. You couldn't find him and turn it off. This light out here.
We'll get it.
I kept doing it till I got here. I don't either. I'm out. I can hold him.
Just as far as you have 86 pending.
10-4, signature.
Phone Eva Kennedy Road between two roommates to both 2-7.
10-4, are they separated?
They were at the moment.
You want me to fix his cuffs?
Are they double locked?
No.
Go ahead and double lock.
So what you guys arresting me for?
Oh, sexual battery.
571 Eva Kennedy Road, apartment 2.
That employee right there is great.
In his last attempt to avoid consequences, he even tried to break his phone, but his efforts were in vain. The police swiftly apprehended him, placing handcuffs on him, ensuring he could no longer pose a threat or attempt to escape justice.
Hey, LT. They got video footage of him in the store doing it.
They've got some.
You've got video footage?
Yeah, we got video footage. Yeah.
I'll grab it for you, LT, if you want.
It's not ready for that.
I can always come back. I was like, I don't see anyone over here. So I was like, I'm gonna hang out over here. And then she's like, he's coming. So as soon as I got in, she closed it.
I saw him hit the gate down here. And I'm shot in there and I started coming and sprinting towards lawn and garden in case he popped out.
Yeah, so that's why I was standing over there. Whew. Full for radio. 109 is 1095 1 mail. I love that he broke his phone on purpose.
He what?
Broke his phone on purpose. He started slamming it on the ground.
41 can wait. Okay. See if...
Got you. Is it registered to him? Okay. Alright, yeah, just let me know. What you want me to do with this car?
Just run it.
See what comes up? Alright. You want me to impound it? Let me know. I will. Do you need a battery?
Nah, I've got one.
The police didn't waste any time and nabbed Gary Moultrie. They gave him a sexual battery charge. With his hands in cuffs, Gary had to confront the fallout from his actions. The incident shook the community, especially when they uncovered Gary's prior run-ins with the law. On July 31st of 2023, in sunny Florida, there's a law enforcement officer just minding his own business, stopping to fill up on gas, when out of the blue, he hears a siren. So he does the natural thing and he looks around to see where the noise is coming from. Lo and behold, it's a black pickup truck flashing red and blue emergency lights. Now, that's pretty unusual, especially since our officer here knows there's no emergency call around these parts that warrants that kind of response. So he hops back into his vehicle and goes to catch up with the mysterious truck. He's curious to find out who this officer is and what got them in such a rush. Little did he realize this was about to turn into one heck of a revelation.
See your other hand for me? Where you headed to?
The driver identified himself as 52-year-old Derry Lambert, was wearing a black hat with the words Police U.S. Marshal on it, and even showed a badge to prove it.
Where you headed to? A shooting in Marion Oaks? Okay, 10th floor.
Derry claimed there was a shooting in Marion Oaks, saying it's where he was headed in such a hurry before the officer stopped him. The officer then went to verify his claims and came back with even more questions.
Hey, sir, so the vehicle is your vehicle, is that correct? Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I'm looking for something to verify that you're a U.S. Marshal, all right?
Went to voicemail, so I left him a message.
Okay. All right. Yeah, just hang tight with me.
I got to go back to shift in about 2 hours. So.
Where's shift at? Where's shift
I got to get my car.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, hopefully we can get this resolved really quickly. All right, thanks.
Derry initially claimed he was in a rush because there was a mass shooting in Marion Oaks, and then he said he had a shift in 2 hours. Not only was it strange, because if there had been a shooting, he'd be worried or in fact angry that the officer wasn't allowing him to perform his duty and potentially save lives. Instead, Derry changed his story, saying he was in a hurry to get to a shift he had in 2 hours. Something wasn't adding up. However, things were about to get even more complicated.
Hey, we got somebody on the phone who wants to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Sir, what is your name?
Derry Lambert.
Okay, what district do you work out of?
I work out of Texas, but they got me down in Florida right now looking into Marion Oaks. There's two gangs out there that are riding on a four-wheeler with a pole on it, busting into people's houses.
Okay,
and they got a call, so I chased. What's that?
What district in Texas do you work out of?
Dallas.
Okay.
My second house.
That's a federal crime.
Yeah, exactly. I know exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Once again, Derry's story wasn't adding up. First, he said he worked in Texas, but came to Florida to operate a case that a Florida marshal could have easily been assigned to. Derry was lying through his teeth, and the officer knew it, and Derry himself knew it. But what Derry didn't know, or probably failed to realize, is there's only so far that lies can take you.
Do me a favor, just go ahead and turn around for me. Again, put your hands behind your back.
For what?
I'll explain it to you.
I've been arrested my life.
Well, alright. So you're going to be arrested for impersonating a police officer, okay? I'm going to go ahead and read this to you, okay? Right. And who do you work for? Who are you employed by?
United States Marshal Service.
U.S. Marshals, okay. You told me that you don't have your credentials with you, but they're in your...
Yeah, my Charger.
In your Charger. A work vehicle?
Right.
Okay. Who's the Charger registered to?
It's registered to the Marshal Service.
Marshals, okay.
That's my personal vehicle.
So why would the Marshals outfit your personal vehicle with lights and sirens?
In Texas, it's not like here.
Okay.
You don't have cars like this.
You have a Florida tag.
I know.
Moments after Derry was arrested, an actual U.S. Marshal was brought to the scene to fully expose the fraud that he is.
Hey, how long you worked for the U.S. Marshals?
About 3 years.
3 years? Okay.
Going on it.
I'm sorry?
I'm finishing up at Votech and with Lacucci right now to go to work for Marion County. So.
To do what?
Maybe Derry believed his own lies. Maybe he thought that by telling more lies, the officer would be impressed and eventually release him. Whatever it was, the truth is this: the more lies Derry told, the more he dug his own grave.
Coming down the road, get a call on my cell phone. Hey, they see the four-wheeler out there on the drone. Can you come help us?
Who's that?
So
Who called you?
My squad in Texas. If you look through my phone, you'll see the 941 area code.
By squad, what do you mean by squad?
They sent 3 or 4 of us down here.
Who is they?
The Rangers.
The Rangers? Which Rangers? Like the baseball team?
No. Hell no.
Okay, so what Rangers?
The Marshals.
The Marshals?
Yeah.
So what, where do you work out of Texas?
Dallas.
Dallas?
Yes.
What's your district?
District. What do you mean?
Well,
we just
if
have
you're
headquarters in the county.
If you're a U.S. Marshal, you would know your district. 641? Okay.
That's our squad.
Okay.
But there's only a few of us here.
A few of you? Would I be one of those?
No.
I'm not a U.S. Marshal?
I don't know. I see a badge.
Well, here's my credentials. I am actually a Special Deputy U.S. Marshal.
Yeah.
Here are my credentials.
Yeah. Mine are in my car.
These, your credentials like this are in there.
I have one just identically to that.
Okay. I would say probably not. Because I'm asking you very easy questions to be able to identify yourself, and you're not.
At this point, it's probably pretty clear to you that Derry is not a U.S. Marshal. To be fair, it's probably been clear since the start of the video. But why? Why was Derry so adamant on pretending to be a U.S. Marshal that he was willing to risk a jail sentence to pretend and lie that he was one?
Who's your supervisor out of Texas?
My supervisor?
Yes, sir. Your direct supervisor.
Jim Willis.
Jim Willis?
Yeah.
What do you do for the United States Marshals?
Well, I normally just do raids.
Raids?
Yeah.
Okay, who do you work for?
I just told you twice.
Like, okay, so where do you work for the Fugitive Task Force? Do you work for the District Marshals?
No,
who do you work for?
I work for the task force.
You work for the task force?
Like people running, we do raids. All I do is raids.
Okay, listen to me for just a second. I'm going to give you a little bit of an out or whatever.
Right.
I know you're not a U.S. Marshal. I'm a U.S. Marshal.
Right.
I know for a fact, 100%, you are not with the U.S. Marshals. Okay? So I would just want to know why you would try to identify as a U.S. Marshal. Was it to, like, get around traffic?
No.
Okay, so what were you trying to do?
told you twice. I was responding to a call.
With the U.S. Marshals?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't know about the drones out there flying over?
Sir, there is nothing like that. I'm gonna give you a little tip, pro tip. Okay? There's only 3 of us in this county. You are not one of the other 2.
Officers didn't waste any time and gathered up all of the evidence they had. They slapped Derry Lambert with a bunch of charges, including pretending to be a cop, messing around with those blue lights, showing off a fake badge, toting a firearm while committing a felony, and even having some diazepam on hand. Oh, and they caught him trying to sneak contraband into a detention facility. Let's just say Derry's probably going to be cooling his heels behind bars for a good while. Quashon Burton. A cop who was investigating the case of a New York City fugitive who had been on the run for over a year was on vacation in Disney World's Animal Kingdom theme park. And he's the one who made the discovery that led to the arrest of the individual. After sighting the fugitive, the cop observed that Burton had a distinctive H tattoo on his neck. As a result, the police approached Burton after he had left the theme park in the Orlando region. Then the suspect provided them with a bogus identity and resisted arrest.
Hey, brother. Can we talk to you for a second?
Me?
Yeah.
What's up?
You have your ID with you?
My ID?
Yeah.
I don't think I have my ID on me.
What's your first name? We got some more that you might be doing something.
I might be doing something.
Yeah. You have your name?
So I didn't do anything wrong.
Just give me a second. Turn it off for me. It's okay. If you didn't do anything wrong, it's okay.
But I don't understand. Officer, I'm with my daughter.
It's okay. It's okay.
Officer, I did nothing wrong.
Okay, it's okay. If you didn't do anything wrong,
Officer,
he's just going to secure you and that's it.
This is not right.
Don't resist.
Officer, I did nothing wrong.
Don't resist.
Officer, I just was here with my officer. Listen.
Okay, don't grab.
This is not right. I did nothing wrong, officer.
Put your hands behind your back.
Can you tell me what's wrong? What's the
Once we figure it out.
But this is not right because you're detaining me. You're not telling me why.
Okay.
This is not right, officer.
You're the suspect.
I'm the suspect
in a warrant.
He was resisting arrest and attempted to use his daughter as collateral to argue that his arrest was neither authorized nor appropriate.
On your back.
I did nothing wrong. I'm here with my child.
Okay, listen.
Look, my daughter. Are you going to do this?
If it isn't him, we're going to let him go. It's for a warrant. Okay, brother, turn around.
Officer,
turn
this
around.
is not
turn
right.
Around.
Y'all going to do this against my child?
Turn around.
Are y'all serious? My child is right here. Are y'all kidding me? Y'all bring this in front of my child? No. Oh my God. Yo, this is not right, officer.
Stop resisting.
Officer, my daughter is right here. Are y'all serious?
Stop resisting, man.
This is not right, man.
After making an effort to explain to him that he was the subject of a warrant, the cops proceeded to arrest him with a little bit more physical force after that. After the use of force, he allowed them to arrest him.
Buddy, hey, look at me. If it's not you, we're gonna let you go. I promise.
What's not me?
The subject of a warrant.
The subject of a warrant?
Yes.
What are you talking about, officer? Yo, this is not. Yo,
come on.
This is wrong, officer. This is wrong. This is wrong. I'm telling you, this is wrong. Are you kidding me? Are y'all kidding me? Y'all gonna assault me now?
Turn around.
Y'all gonna assault me?
Buddy, if it's not you, we're gonna let you go.
Listen, all right, so confirm that before you arrest me.
I'm not arresting you, but you're.
Buddy, I mean, sir, the cops.
Buddy, if you put your hands behind your back and stop resisting,
officer,
if it's not you,
y'all are assaulting me.
If it's not you,
I'm talking to y'all calmly.
Buddy,
I did nothing wrong. I'm talking to.
What's your name? What's your name?
Oh my God.
Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Now the cop questioned him about his fake identification and his identity. Nevertheless, the suspect was lying to the cop for the purpose of evading arrest.
Do you have ID on you anywhere, or did you give it to him already?
No, I don't have ID.
Okay. Do you have an ID in Florida?
No.
No? Where's your ID from?
With my ID from?
Yeah.
Like with you?
Well, like you're an adult. You have a photo ID issued to you somewhere?
Yes.
What state?
South Carolina.
South Carolina? All right. You can go ahead and put your knees in there for me, bud.
At this point, the cop inquired about the suspect's name and surname. However, the suspect did not cooperate with the cop in any way.
What's your name? What's your name, bud?
I mean, you know that we already know, right?
No what?
You know. So why don't you just provide your actual information to us and speed up this process?
That's what
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. What's your last name? Do you have a last name?
I have a name, officer,
but you don't want to provide it? All you're going to do is prolong things if you don't tell us, so it's not really affecting us. It's really going to tie you up more than anything.
I understand that. I'm just trying to understand what's going on.
Okay. Well, I'll let this deputy explain that to you.
The cop informed the suspect that his deputy would provide an explanation of his situation and what would take place after this. The suspect, on the other hand, did not seem to care and did not appear to communicate with the deputy either.
Bro, listen. I'm gonna be real with you, okay? I have kids myself, okay? I didn't want that to get to that point, and I was talking to you in a nice way, okay? And that's what I was trying to explain to you. I'm trying to level with you, bro, because all this didn't have to happen, okay? And that's what I'm trying to tell you. This did not have to happen. I explained to you, you were the subject of a warrant, okay? Okay? And again, the longer you prolong this, the longer, because we could be here all day. So we just need to get going. We already know what we got to know, but you got to give us the information that we need, okay? What's your name, bro? We already went, look, all through all this crap. What's your name, man? Bro. Hey, man to man, bro. What's your name, bro? Listen, I told you, man. None of this had to happen. Okay? I tried talking to you normal, but you didn't want it that way. You just start resisting. That's not the way we do things, man. Okay?
As soon as the deputy realized that the suspect would not engage in conversation with him, he proceeded to speak with the cops. In addition to that, he informed them that the suspect had been confirmed and that he would be transported to prison.
You're not gonna talk? All right, man, we're gonna be here all day then. Yeah, that's him. I got him ID'd by. I mean, that's him, obviously.
Yeah, if it wasn't him, he would just tell you who he was
What?
so he could get out of here, you know what I mean?
But he won't give you a name?
No. The Fed verified that's him.
Yeah. I just talked to their fraud department.
Mm-hmm.
Then obviously whatever he booked.
He's not going in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it there.
Fingerprint readers out here?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Well, everything bounced. So, and it's nothing's in his name. So they want to know.
Yeah. No, it's him. It's him. I got prior to that. We have the information from the Fed.
Yeah, no, I'm saying
we have this information.
They
Tattoo matches.
To open up a fraud case against him.
Okay. Well.
To conclude, for the purpose of obtaining approximately $150,000 in government loans intended for struggling companies during the epidemic, Burton stole the identities of at least 4 individuals. Following his arrest in Florida, he was subsequently sent back to New York, where he was detained without bond. An aggravated identity theft accusation was brought against Burton, along with counts of conspiring to steal government funds, stealing public money, property or documents, and stealing evidence. Given the allegations against him, he would be sentenced to a minimum of 2 years in jail. Back in 2021, police pulled over 31-year-old Colin Sursig when his Amazon-branded delivery van was spotted driving wildly. They suspected a DUI. The officer went over to find out what Sursig had to say.
Okay, yeah, he just ran up on the curb. I'm going to stop him. He, 91 near Pettibone.
The officer, having spotted the van, sees it run right up on the curb. He puts lights on and pulls Sursig over.
How you doing today? Yeah? You're just okay, or what's going on today? You're what? I got you. You got a driver's license on you? What time did you start working today?
10.
10 this morning?
Yeah.
Do you know what time it is now?
12:30.
Do you have anything to drink today, or?
No.
Do you have any medical conditions or anything?
Depression.
Do you know, can you say the alphabet starting with E and ending with W?
The driver already seems a little bit out of it, but he managed to recite the alphabet okay. There's also a few other tests he'll have to pass, though.
You see yourself driving up on the curve? You notice that at all?
Yeah, I screwed up.
Well, what was going on?
I just wasn't paying attention.
I mean, it was all down the road, though. You hit the curb a couple times, didn't you?
Yeah, I was done with my route and I just screwed up.
Yeah. All right. Do me a favor, take your hat off for me real quickly. And then, can you see the tip of my finger here? Mm-hmm. Just follow the tip of my finger with your eyes, okay? Don't move your head, just your eyes, all right? Don't move your head. Keep your head.
Once again, Sirsig doesn't seem to be in peak condition here, to say the least. This is, of course, a very serious charge, given he's in charge of a vehicle on a public road. The officer wants to see how his balance is next.
All right. Next thing I'm going to have you do, if you just take a couple steps back there, kind of towards your bumper or whatever. You can put your hat back on if you want. All right, what I'm going to have you do is you're going to take one foot, whichever one you're most comfortable with. You're going to pick your foot up, one foot up, whichever one you choose, point your toe. You're going to look down at your foot and count to 30 by thousands, okay? You understand that? Just hands out of your pockets, hands down at your side. And then one foot, whichever one you're most comfortable with, count to 30 by thousands. You can begin whenever you're ready. Keep going, keep going. You got to, yeah.
6, 1,000. 7, 1,000.
Keep going.
8, 1,000.
And you can stop. All right. Next one I'm going to have you do, keep your hands out of your pockets, hands down to your side. I'm going to have you place your left foot in front of your right foot, just like this, all right? I'm going to give you a couple more instructions, and then we're going to go from there, okay? So place your left foot right in front of your right foot, just like this. All right, when I tell you to begin, you're going to take 9 heel-to-toe steps just down an imaginary line here, okay? So it's going to look something like this. You're going to go 1, 2, 3. You're going to count out loud with each step till you make 9 steps, all right? On your 9th step, you're going to take 3 small pivot steps. Come around, get back on the line, and take 9 heel-to-toe steps back down the line, okay? Do you have any questions? All right, you can go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
All right, 3 small pivot steps or a series of pivot steps, and you can turn around and go.
Go ahead. And how many steps?
9 steps back.
As you can see, our Amazon driver is not exactly a master of balance, nor is he able to remember how many steps he walked just moments ago. This is all the officer needs to see for today.
Okay, do me a favor. We're going to place your hands right behind your back, all right? I'm going to place you under arrest for driving under the influence, okay? Is there alcohol in the car, or what happened today? You just have a couple for when you're working, or?
In the end, the officer took him down to the station for a breathalyzer where he blew a 0.284% BAC. In Ohio, the limit is 0.08%. In other words, this guy was seriously intoxicated. They later found a bottle of open bourbon in his truck. He bonded out of jail just before his trial, but needless to say, Amazon didn't require his services any longer. Let's introduce you to Taylor Frankie Paul, a TikTok celeb who's made a name for herself. In February of 2023, she found herself in a heated dispute with her boyfriend, Dakota Morinson, in Harriman, Utah. But this wasn't a run-of-the-mill argument. It escalated into a disturbing incident that left her child injured. It all went down on February 17th, when Taylor's frustration reached its peak. Dakota, her boyfriend, supposedly barred her from attending a concert due to her intoxicated state. And that's when things took a drastic turn.
What's up?
I just want to be able to talk to you without you two bickering at each other.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So, go ahead, like, you can sit or whichever.
Okay.
So what's your name?
Taylor.
Taylor. I'm Officer Rubebrecht with the Harriman Police Department.
Okay.
The neighbors called in saying they heard a bunch of yelling and screaming.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry again.
So let's start with this. How do you spell your first name?
T-Y-O-R.
Just go ahead and just focus on breathing for me.
Okay, go ahead.
So Taylor, right?
Yeah.
What's your last name?
Paul.
Do you need paramedics for anything?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Have you had a little bit too much to drink tonight? I can smell the alcohol pretty strong.
Sure, but not anything crazy. I went out on a girls' night and I came home. Safe driving.
Okay. I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about, like, do I need to call paramedics to come check you out?
We all know detectives rely on body cam footage to capture real-time evidence and assess the situation. Body language, verbal cues, and environmental details provide valuable context for understanding what really happened. Watch this.
What did I do wrong so I can help myself? What did I do wrong? Help me to know so I can do better.
Well, it's not Taylor, look at me. It's not that you did anything wrong per se. We are just, the neighbors called in thinking that someone's getting hurt.
No one's getting hurt. I'm just emotionally hurt because I'm good divorced and I'm just really hurting. I can get my husband to come get the kids if that's easier. I don't know what he wants from me. I don't know what anyone wants from me. I'm just so hurt.
So, tell me what happened tonight.
He pushed me in the garage and it's fine. I don't give a I just want to move on. I don't give a I just want to move on. I don't care. I pushed him. I hit him. He pushed me. I don't know what to think about it. Can I get a drink, please? Please?
Can you promise not to talk to him while we go in there?
Sure.
Well, during a really intense argument, Taylor Frankie, who's 28, and her boyfriend Dakota, who's 30, got caught up in a long and heated fight. The police stepped in to make sure they were safe and to figure out what was happening. They made sure Taylor stayed outside on the porch, while Dakota stayed inside the house. It was all about keeping things under control and making sure everyone was okay.
What do you need from me?
So I just need you to tell me what happened tonight. So you went out on a girls' night. You said that, right?
Yeah, he came pick me up from girls' night.
And then what happened?
And he was bitching me out the whole way home.
About, so when you describe that to me, about what?
I guess having fun with the girls. And he was going to a concert, but he was like, we're not going to the concert now. And he came home. And then we were fighting. And we were fighting at each other, and then I was going at him, I guess hitting him, and then he pushed me into the kids' stuff, And then I went ballistic because they pushed me so hard. And then I fought back, and then we were just fighting, and I just want him out.
Where did the kids go?
My daughter's right there, and then my son's up sleeping because we had my family member that was babysitting. And that's all. I guess that's all.
With you guys fighting, do you have any injuries?
No, I think I'm okay. My fingers hurt. I think I'm okay.
Can I see your hands?
Yeah, I just want to go to bed.
Just like this.
I just want to go to bed. I think I'm okay. I'm good.
What about the other side? And then...
I'm sorry, I just want my dad.
While speaking with the police, Taylor mentioned that her children were also in the house during the argument. Well, after talking to Dakota, the cops realized there's two sides to the story. Dakota had a completely different perspective.
All I've been trying to do for the last hour and a half is to leave. I mean, I'm just being bombarded, stealing my keys. She's jumping on my truck, slamming my doors. Like, I think my truck
is that your white truck?
Yeah, I think my truck doors broke. Like, she's on top of my truck jumping. Like, dude, I can't even believe what just happened.
You want? Let's go look at your truck.
I'm just like lost of words. So she's going through a lot right now. Yeah, with her divorce and stuff. Like, I think that's just been really hard on her, and she hasn't done any therapy.
And that's a different relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that wasn't that long ago. So it's very fresh. So we got in a relationship like really pretty soon after her divorce, and so that's why it's been hard. It's just been like a lot, I think, for her.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, I think she's going through a lot. She's the type to where, yeah, it's hard for her, I think, to get help. You know, like she fights it.
So you guys come home. She starts getting angry.
Yeah.
Because you're saying that you're wanting to go home.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to just take her inside. I was trying to help her in. I was like, let's go. Like, you need to go inside. And I think she was saying something that she wanted to go party still. I'm like, no. Like, you can't. Yeah, and then I went inside because I was finally just like, she was not coming out. So I was like, okay, well, and she said her parents were here. So I was like, oh, perfect. I was like, I'm going to go.
Are they actually in there?
No, they weren't. It was, like, I don't know, like her niece or something like that. I don't know. And so I went in there and was like, going to get them. I'm like, hey, Taylor's like drunk. You like come get her or something.
Are they coming over?
No, they already left. They were house sitting for her, watching her kids.
Oh, okay.
And then she kept flying in, and that's when she was like freaking out on me in front of them. And I'm like, whoa, what?
And what was she saying?
Oh, crazy stuff. I don't know. Something about her phone. She was going off about her phone, and then she chucked her phone at me. And then, or no, she threw it on the ground. Boom. And then, I'm trying to think. Damn, everything happened so fast.
Well, you can see Dakota remained calm while sharing his side of the story. Despite the allegations, Dakota stood by Taylor, defending her actions and emphasizing her struggles. But detectives are trained to dig deeper, considering both sides of the story. After Dakota's testimony, the series of events starts to make more sense, but he could not complete the story because Taylor interrupted.
So I talked to Dakota. Tell me what happened with the little wooden thing in the garage in his truck. Like, what happened outside at the truck?
All I know is that I was so scared that I peed my pants. He pushed me into it. I reacted, sure. I threw it out of it.
She's saying that she was so scared that she peed herself.
Oh my gosh, no.
And
that's
so,
not true.
And she made that point multiple times. When I first arrived at the house, I don't remember ever seeing her pee herself, and I feel like that's something that I would have easily recognized.
Noticed. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a lie. I mean, she's
She's just lying. That's not true.
Detectives use psychological techniques to evaluate people's emotions and sincerity. Taylor's mental condition and demeanor in this situation were very important in determining her involvement and intentions. In a fit of rage, Taylor hurled chairs at Dakota, accidentally hurting her own 5-year-old daughter, Indy, in the process.
Well, the hard part is that, like, I'm getting two different stories.
Okay.
As far as tonight's concerned, based on what I've seen and what's taken place, at this time you're going to be placed under arrest for DV, for domestic violence. Okay? So before I talk to you more about it, I need you to turn around and place your hands behind your back.
So is he not at all?
Not tonight, no.
I'm confused. So he pushed me and I'm under arrest? Why?
I can talk to you more about it.
That's fine, but I'm just curious why. I'm like, okay. I'm going to do my. Am I allowed to talk or not?
Yeah. And just give me a second.
I'm going to do my thing, so why am I under arrest? So you're going against his word against mine, correct?
It's based on the evidence that I'm seeing at the, like, here tonight.
What's your evidence? Just curious.
Just all the stuff on the ground and you throwing things at him and all that.
Are we allowed to ask him, or is that not allowed? Because.
What do you mean by asking?
Because when he sees this, he's not going to agree to it.
The incident left both Dakota and Indy injured, and that was the point when police were called to the scene. He also shared the video clips of Taylor's alleged violence he recorded on his phone, but that recorded footage could not be made public.
Like, the reality, that's the reality of this, is that you were victimized tonight, and that's why we're here, is we don't want further violence. Yeah. And maybe this is the reality check she needs, that, like, hey, I need to get things in check. So, I just want to talk to you over there real quick.
Sorry, the one kid just puked and so.
No, it's fine. I'm glad the parents showed up.
I don't know which one's which.
The little girl?
The one upstairs.
Oh, okay. Oh, God.
What is... Do you know the daughter's name? Do you know how to spell it?
Yeah.
Do you know her birthday?
It's...
That's okay. Is it, do they have the same last name?
Yeah.
Or is it a different last name? Well, she's not divorced yet. So.
Well, she is. She just hasn't changed her name. She keeps her names.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like, I can't make you fill that out.
Yeah.
It's voluntary. But I mean, that's your side of the story. Again, she's alleging a different side.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the only thing. Like, if she's wanting to, like, push stuff, then, like, I'm gonna have to. But, like, I truly just want her to, like, just get help, and just that's that.
And that's I understand that, and that's what I'm hoping this results in. I'm not trying to jam anyone up or take him to jail to take him to jail. Like, I want the problem solved.
Does someone get charged then or something?
She is going to be charged with domestic violence.
Oh my gosh.
But I know that's hard to hear, but that's the reality of the situation, and I'm glad that it wasn't worse. Because, like, what if she was throwing stuff at you and damaging your property,
kitchen knife or something.
Like, what if the off chance that she grabbed a kitchen knife? Like, it's already clear that she wasn't thinking straight, right?
Yeah.
Normally in your relationship, it's lovey-dovey, honky-dory, right? But in this specific case that can't be ignored, what if she was to grab the knife or something else and it escalates again? So the main thing is a reality check saying, like, hey, that's not okay. And ignoring it's not going to help the problem either. Yeah. Like, you guys waking up tomorrow morning and acting like it never happened, or having one little conversation and maybe, like, a smack on the wrist, that doesn't typically help.
Dude.
Detectives have been digging deep into the timeline of events and piecing it all together. In this case, the body cam footage helped with assessing the extent of the injuries. Taylor found herself facing serious charges, including felony aggravated assault, domestic abuse while a child was present, and child abuse. Malaya Smith. After finding out that Malaya Smith, who was 27 years old at the time, was wanted in connection with a different drug-related case, she was taken into custody during a traffic check. As a result, when the cop approached the car in which she was located, he advised her to exit the vehicle.
You ever find the insurance?
No, I have State Farm. I think I have an old car.
Okay, well he's gonna have you step out, okay? Just mind taking your seatbelt off, alright? I'm gonna have you step out as well. Just face the door when you do.
Yeah.
You got nothing on you? Just gonna poke me, prod me, anything like that?
No, sir.
Okay. No weapons on you?
No.
I'm just gonna check and make sure.
Before escorting Smith back to the side of the vehicle, the cop can be seen conducting a search for weapons on Smith.
Now your bracelet fell off you, you can just shove that in your little pocket, okay? Alright, just do me a favor, come back here, alright? Just have you step back here, okay? Just right here. You step right here? Okay. Alright, is there anything in that car that's yours?
Huh?
Is there anything in that car yours?
No.
Okay.
After that, the cop puts the suspect in handcuffs.
Place your hands behind your back. I will tell you in just a second. Okay. And you got nothing on you that's gonna poke me, stick me, prod me, anything like that. Alright. Only thing on you is a bracelet and your phone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
At this point, he goes on to explain that an affidavit has been filed for her arrest. But she pretended as if she had no idea whatsoever what he was talking about.
Was there an incident that occurred a few days ago?
I'm sorry.
Was there an incident that occurred a few days ago?
As in when I was raped?
Well, was there anything, the only reason I'm asking is you have a probable cause affidavit for your arrest out right now.
No.
Okay.
I mean, as in now.
I can't see I can't see here. Stay right here. I can't see necessarily what it's for, but I can only see that there is one.
What does that mean?
It means that you have an affidavit for your arrest. That means you've committed a crime. Somebody.
I haven't, though. Can you call?
I've already confirmed with records, okay?
Now, the suspect requests the cop to get in touch with a trooper that she's familiar with. Nevertheless, the cop disregards her demands and asks her to take a seat on the curb.
Call, seriously, can you call, what's his trooper? Like, it's my sister. I do not. Like, I literally do not.
Cooper.
He's an officer.
Oh, okay.
Because that whole thing was completely messed up. They didn't find anything
here's
else.
the thing.
But can you please call them?
Are you on anything right now?
No, I'm just really upset right now.
Okay, well take a seat.
I will.
Kick your legs out. Go ahead and cross your feet for me. You can cross your feet for me?
Yes, sir.
There you go.
As the cops proceeded to examine the vehicle she had been in earlier, they saw her escaping from her handcuffs and fleeing. But even though Smith had fled, the cops were able to rapidly catch up with her and bring her back into custody.
Here's our ID back.
Thank you, sir.
So, those items, get them fixed, alright? Alright, you're good to go. Hey, stop! You're gonna get tased! You're gonna get tased! Get on the ground!
To wrap it up, immediately after her rearrest, Smith began to express discomfort, not as a result of the use of force, but rather as a consequence of the narcotics that she had consumed before being pulled over. Because of this, once Smith was discharged from the hospital, she was booked into the Vanderborough County Jail on charges of evading law police, resisting law enforcement, and possessing narcotics and paraphernalia. Mohammed Bilal El Amin. This all began with Mohammed Bilal El Amin, who the FBI had on their most wanted list after he was thought to have killed Jaffer Tucker. As a result, when this cop was on patrol and doing arbitrary registration checks, she pulled over his car, which had been detected in the tag check as having a registration that was beyond its expiration date.
So here's what's going to happen, Sakeem, okay? Unfortunately, I'm going to have to place you into custody today, okay? You're going to go down to jail.
Oh, no. You got to get booked in. They're going to take your fingerprints and picture, and you'll get a bond. but because you're driving on suspended license, you got to go down to jail.
Sir, I did not know. I have children, I have a sick uncle, and I run the household.
I got you. No, I really don't. We don't have a choice at this time.
Please
so we're placing you in arrest. Go ahead and turn around and put your hands behind your back, please.
Please put Auntie on the
Put your hands
phone.
behind your back. Who set the phone up on the car?
They put me under arrest right now.
The police did not know at this moment that the vehicle they had pulled over was Mohammed Bilal El Amin, who had been running from the law since the Atlanta Police Department had issued a murder warrant. And he was using every effort to persuade them to let him go.
No, I swear to you, I'll walk away from my car.
So we're going to walk you back to this other car.
Please, sir.
We're going to walk you to my parents' car. Come on.
Sir, please, my aunt is old. She's 80 years old. Sir, please.
Do you have anything on
I
you
will
that's
not.
gonna poke
I swear, you
stickers
can.
at me?
Please check me.
Okay.
Please check everything on
I'm
me.
going to search you into arrest.
Huh?
See where it says emergency 911?
Yeah.
Face towards that for me.
Okay, sir.
Separate your feet out
Okay,
for me
sir.
a little bit. Nothing in your pockets, right?
Sir, please.
What all do you need out of your car?
Sir, I have a child at the house that they cannot take care of.
What all do you need out of your car?
Sir, I beg you. I beg of y'all. I will not touch my car. You can take my keys out.
The police notified the suspect that he was being held for not having insurance, for having an expired registration, and for possessing a suspended South Carolina driver's license that he claimed was his.
You see, I don't have a choice here, man. I'm telling you.
I told you I was not going to get in my car.
We
I
don't
swear
have
to
a
you,
choice.
I wasn't going to get in
You
my
have a
car.
suspended license. You're driving a car without insurance. You've got that taken care of.
I've been doing it every
you got
day.
Suspended registration. So you have to go down to the jail and get booked in. Just take your photograph. They're going to take your fingerprints. They'll give you a bond amount. You can bond out, and then you can get on the way up to the hospital. But you can't drive.
Sir,
So have a seat for me, please.
Okay, may I speak after you?
Have a seat for me, please.
Are you going to
Sit down, and then I'll listen to you.
The fact that the suspect was unable to escape from being imprisoned made it abundantly clear to him that everything had been arranged in a manner that was unfavorable to him from the beginning.
Can you slide your legs in for us?
You're not going to speak to me?
No, unfortunately, I told you. I've already explained my position to you.
Oh, this hurts.
I don't have a choice.
Sir,
Sir.
Sir.
Okay, so the way you're sitting right now is not a good position. You're a tall guy. You got long legs. Can you slide your knees over this way and sit at an angle?
Even once he was inside of the police vehicle, the suspect did not stop speaking about his family and that they needed his presence.
Y'all gotta please make sure my aunt is okay. She's 80 years old. She's 80 years old. I see for the whole house. I shop. I do everything for the house.
Do you need anything else out of your car?
Just know that can you speak to my aunt? She just
you have a keys.
Just speak to my aunt because I do everything for the house. I do everything. My son is there. He's only 13 years old. He does not know what's going on. This is can you let my cousin know wherever it is I'm going? Could you let them know where it is behind me?
Yeah, so when you get there, you'll be able to call them.
The police told the suspect that they were required by law to take him to prison, despite the driver's pleas for them to just give him citations for the violations and let him go.
You can get in and get out, alright?
I can get in and get out?
Yeah, like they'll book you in. If you have somebody that can bond you out, you have a preset bond, so you can bond out of jail. You don't have to wait to see a judge.
Well, how much is that?
I'm not quite sure. They'll give it to you when we get there, okay? We'll work with you, alright? We'll try to get you out as quick as possible.
My uncle is sick.
Alright, well, the quicker we get to jail, the quicker you can get out, okay?
In summary, Oconee County Sheriff James Hale said that upon running his fingerprints, the Atlanta Police Department's hit report showed that the fugitive's warrant had been filed against him in 1994, which resulted in the incarceration at the Oconee County Jail. Mohammed Bilal Al Amin was further accused of aggravated assault with a dangerous weapon, murder, felony murder, and carrying a pistol while committing a crime. Allow me to introduce you to Brandon Wasinski, an 18-year-old from New Mexico. It was around 12:30 in the wee hours when Brandon decided to pull a traffic stop. However, his actions didn't go unnoticed by a passing real police officer who sensed something was amiss. See, Brandon's vehicle lacked any police markings, yet it was decked out with flashing red and blue lights. What made matters even more perplexing was Brandon's attire. Instead of a police uniform, he was sporting a baseball cap, blue jeans, and white sneakers. The officer decided to approach for a closer look, suspecting that Brandon might be up to something fishy.
You gotta talk to him for a minute.
Intrigued by how a young man was making a traffic stop in the middle of the night, the officer decided to quiz Brandon about who and what department of the police he worked for.
What's going on, man? Who do you work for?
Early County Sheriff's Office.
Oh, okay.
I know, I'm under-equipped.
Okay, because normally, dude, if you're out here, man, if you're making a traffic stop, you're just gonna have to stop, dude. Alright?
Brandon told the police officer he was working for the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department, even though he looked like he belonged in the football squad of some high school team. The officer immediately knew something was up, so he asked Brandon to show some means of identification to confirm his status, and this is where things start to get even more tricky.
You say you work for Bernalillo Sheriff's?
Yes, sir.
Do you have an ID with you?
I mean, this is all I got on me. Like I said, I'm under-equipped. I was just heading over there to the courthouse.
To the courthouse for what?
To get my crap.
Okay.
I know, it makes no sense. I caught him going 120 down I-40.
Okay. Why do you have lights on this vehicle?
Personal? I know.
Do you have an ID with you at all?
No, I keep it on my uniform.
Brandon said he worked at the sheriff's department but had no other means of ID except for his badge, and was going to the courthouse to get it before he saw a driver going above the speed limit and decided to pull him over. And when the officer asked him why he was flashing blue lights, he simply said it was for personal reasons. But because Brandon's story showed a few gaps, like how he was under-equipped, the officer knew something was up.
And I'm not here to mess with you, man. It's just the thing is, yeah, he was speeding, dude. You could have called it in, and because if you get into shooting, you're screwed.
Right.
All right, man.
I understand. This, for starters, I know this looks really bad.
Right.
This looks really bad. This screams whacker.
Right.
One thing you gotta give Brandon, though, is his confidence. He might be 18, but all throughout the interrogation, he acted like nothing was wrong and he just played it cool. However, it's that confidence that would eventually spell his doom. But for now, Brandon was bouncing on it.
How long you been on?
About 3 years.
Okay. I've been on for like 13 years. Alright, so I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I'm not saying that I've never done anything to against protocol, but you need to be a little bit more careful, alright?
Yes, sir.
So just do me a favor, hang tight for a second, okay?
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna and that's it, alright? Once we're done here, we're done, alright? So just
Now, if you're thinking that Brandon's confidence just might steer him out of trouble, think again. Because the police officer had reached out to his superior to come down and help. And as far as Brandon, his day was about to go from bad to worse.
Hey, Brendan. In the meanwhile, man, until I get somebody out here, man, do me a favor. I'm not going to handcuff you, but I'm going to have you sit in the back of my car, all right?
All right.
Do you have anything on you, man? Any weapons or anything?
Keys.
Okay.
Keys and wallet.
That's fine. Just have a seat, all right?
All right.
As Brandon sat in the back of the police car, watching the officers discuss his situation, Brandon began to think hard about his situation, and that's when the 18-year-old realized a daunting truth. He'd messed up. There was no going back.
What's that?
Can I talk to you real quick?
Yeah, give me 1 second. What's up, man?
All right. I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. I'm not a cop.
Okay.
Up to this point, Brandon had kept his cool and acted like he was in the right, but now everything was falling into pieces, and the boy behind the costume finally revealed himself.
I'm just gonna be
Where'd you get that badge from?
I bought it offline.
Okay. Do me a favor, stay in here, okay, for a second.
This is a situation many of us have found ourselves in the past. That moment that your lies finally catch up to you, and you're left with nowhere else to run but the truth. As Brandon contemplated his terrible decisions, the officer explained the situation to his superior.
I was heading northbound on 4th Street. See this unit, 54 on the car. I'm like, okay, it's a it's this car that's right here. And the guy was wearing jeans, no gun belts, no nothing, a t-shirt. And I'm like, and just wearing like an Air Force hat. So I'm like, that's strange. So I flip around, and his plates come back to civilian, doesn't come back to, a skip or anything. So I stopped. I talked to him for a minute, and he's like...
It's here that the cop also reveals to us that Brandon had also lied about his age.
He first told me he was born in 94. When I checked the plates, he was born in 2001.
We also find out that the officer did some background checking on Brandon and discovered something that might explain why Brandon decided to start playing police.
I double checked with MVD, his oil end comes back to 2001. I had him sitting back in my car because that's kind of weird to me. And right now when I was getting out, he's like, hey, let me talk to you again. I was like, no, I'm not a cop, I just bought this badge online.
So he's not an BCSO employee at all?
No.
After reaching a conclusion with the sergeant, Brandon was finally arrested.
Hey, Brandon, step out for a second, man. Okay, face the vehicle. At this point right now, you are being under arrest. Do you understand?
Okay.
Go ahead and have a seat. And give me a moment, and then we're going to talk a little bit more, okay?
All right.
It's unclear whether Brandon was just having fun playing police officer or if he actually dreams of one day becoming an officer. Whatever the answer is, instead of enrolling into a police academy to become a proper official of the law, this 18-year-old decided to take matters into his own hands, and he ended up in cuffs because of it. Now, you'd expect the story to end here, but it doesn't.
If I take a look at your badge, would you be okay with that?
Yeah.
You got this online?
At this point, Brandon had been caught and arrested, and logically, he should be done with the lies. But instead of telling the officer that he got the badge online, like he previously told the first officer, the 18-year-old decided to lie again.
You got this online?
It was at one point my father's.
Brandon even shed some tears and begs the officer to let him speak to his wife, which was probably a lie too.
Do you mind if I call my wife and tell her I'm not coming home tonight?
That's going to be a decision these gentlemen make. If you'll hang tight.
Yeah, give us a little bit, all right,
okay?
So I need you to lean back a little bit. Thank you.
Can I please help my wife?
I'll give you, when we get to the substation, I'll give you, we'll give her a call, okay?
While this one ended up with a young kid crying like a baby, the next and final case is a creepy mystery that could have been a weird side mission in GTA. The story unfolds in the early hours of September 1st of 2023, when an Atlanta police officer received a call about an auto accident around 3 a.m. The officer wasted no time and promptly arrived at the scene, but it didn't take long for them to realize there was something off about the situation.
What's going on, ma'am?
Somebody just hit us at the red light. This my husband.
Standing at the scene of the incident was 42-year-old Patricia Smith and her husband, 47-year-old Samuel Smith, who was heavily intoxicated and, even more surprising, handcuffed.
Is he okay? Sir? Yeah, handcuffs? Why is he in handcuffs?
I can't answer no questions, sir.
Hold on 1 second. Leave him there. Leave him there. Leave him there. Leave him there. Leave him there.
An ambulance was later called to the scene, and the couple were both arrested. Patricia was charged with DUI and other traffic charges, while her husband Samuel was arrested on an outstanding warrant. With the couple set to go to jail, one of the senior officers went over to ask Patricia about the mystery behind her husband's cuffs. The answer to that question would lead the officers to another clue in the mystery.
Hey, how did he wind up in handcuffs, love? How did he wind up in handcuffs?
Sir, we just left the strip club.
Which strip club?
Peaches.
Peaches? Okay. I got you. Over on RDA?
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. Did you guys get into it with security over there?
Sir, I don't know.
Okay.
All I know is that's my husband.
Gotcha. Say less.
I'm going to grab your
Appreciate it.
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. You're good.
Despite knowing she was heading to jail, Patricia refused to reveal the identity of the man that put her husband in cuffs. However, she did give the officers a new lead, a nearby strip club named Peaches. And so the officers left the scene of the accident and drove to the nearby club where they met 49-year-old Terrence Jacks, dressed in a complete DHS outfit.
What do you work for?
Homeland.
Okay.
Jacks told the officers he worked for the Department of Homeland Security as a special agent, and to be fair to Jacks, he genuinely looks the part. The 49-year-old was dressed in a vest that had police on it, had a special agent badge, a handgun, and a sedan equipped with blue lights, all of which supports his claim of being a special agent. But because Jacks told the officers he was a DHS special agent and looked both nervous and unsure of himself, the officers immediately knew something was off. But first, they needed to know what happened earlier with the couple that they found.
Did y'all have some up here a little bit ago? Male and female get into it with anybody?
Yeah.
Left in a pair of cuffs?
Yeah.
Alright, what was the story with that?
Jacks admitted to handcuffing Stephen, but he claimed it was only because they were making a nuisance of themselves in the club.
They were just drunk.
Alright.
And
whose handcuffs is he wearing?
Mine. He took off. He jumped in the SUV and took off.
Yeah.
At this point, it was clear to the officers that Jacks was lying. So the officers detained him a little further to confirm his status as a DHS special agent. And it's at this point that Jacks' lies begin to crumble one by one.
Here's what I want you to do for me, okay? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take your firearm off your side. Okay?
Okay.
You got just syrup right here?
Yeah.
Alright. Place that in my car. I'm gonna detain you for right now.
Okay.
All right.
The officer then began to strip Jacks of his badge and other accessories.
Right now, you are not under arrest. You're just being detained for the further investigation here. Do you have a key to your handcuffs?
In the car.
Keys in the car?
Yeah.
Who's the radio through?
Now, up until this point, Terrence Jacks had maintained his position of being a DHS special agent. However, Terrence must have realized that he'd already been backed into a corner, because when the officer asked him the next question, Jacks didn't lie. Instead, he chose to shoot himself in the foot.
eBay. Nobody.
Okay.
Wanting to confirm that he heard that correctly, the officer asked again.
That's not a Homeland radio?
No.
Okay. Hang on to this for a minute. Okay. I'm gonna have you have a seat in my car for a minute, okay?
As Terrence Jacks sat in the officer's car, more officers joined the scene as they tried to figure out who Jacks was and what his motives were. And that's when they discover even more shocking details.
The license plate is off of a Bluebird school bus from Tucker, Georgia. That's how he got a GB tag.
Radio check this thing.
The police officer collected all the evidence they had, and as a result, Terrence found himself in a spot of trouble. He was arrested and hit with charges of impersonating a public officer or employee, leading to his being booked into the Fulton County Jail. Jennifer Davis, an elementary school teacher, was arrested after she was reportedly caught showing up to school under the influence of alcohol, as shown in this Tecumseh Police Department body camera video.
So what's going on today?
They said they had reports where I was drinking at school, which has never happened.
When was the last time you had anything to drink?
Last night.
How much did you drink?
Just a glass of wine, nothing major.
Okay. All right. Well, would you be willing to submit to some tests?
Yeah.
Jennifer is adamant that she's had nothing more than a single glass of wine the night before, but her colleagues have painted a different picture to the officers. So there's only one way to find out who's telling the truth. Time to run some tests.
Okay. I want you to follow this with your eyes and your eyes only. Don't move your head. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just track on that. Try to keep your head as straight as you can, okay?
Sorry. I'm nervous.
To add more evidence to this simple test, the officers next deploy a breathalyzer.
All right, this is what we call our portable breathalyzer machine. Okay.
Yes.
You don't have to take the test. Okay. But this will show the presence of alcohol if there's any on board. Okay. But this again would be your opportunity if teachers here or administrators feel that they smell alcohol on you. This would be your opportunity to prove this.
Sure.
Okay. You willing to take that test?
Yes.
Okay. You've been what?
I haven't had anything today.
Okay. And if that's the case, or if there's nothing on board,
No,
because sometimes
I'm
what can
just-
happen, well, if people have had a really good one on the night before, it can carry over into the next day.
This officer is trying to see if Jennifer will admit to having a little bit more to drink than the previous night than she had said earlier, but the results will tell him everything he needs to know.
Big deep breath, blow, hard. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Good. Good.
I don't even know what that
0.06.
is. That
You are just under the legal limit. So if you were to be out driving right now, you would be charged with DWI, driving while intoxicated.
under the legal limit?
Just under it. The legal limit is 0.08, which is DUI. From a 0.06 to an 0.07, you could be charged with DWI.
I haven't had anything to drink today.
Another officer steps in to explain what these numbers mean in terms of her level of intoxication.
So under the legal limit just means that you're under the legal limit. It shows that there's alcohol in your system, so you are still technically intoxicated. You're just under the legal limit of 0.08. Like if you were to be out driving right now and you got pulled over and you did SFSTs like you just did and did a breathalyzer, you could still be charged for DWI. Not DUI, but DWI. Okay? Does that make sense?
Kinda,
Okay.
yeah.
But Jennifer's beginning to suspect she's being persecuted by a fellow member of her staff.
It just makes me mad for somebody to say that I had stuff here. I've never,
Yeah. And like
ever, and I know it's a small town.
Yeah, like Major Mallinson was saying that we're not privy to that information. We just get a call and come do it, you know what I mean?
Just for somebody to be like so vicious to say like, I just don't get it.
Now we switch to see Principal Kenzie and another teacher discussing whether she'll be arrested or not. The cops think an arrest probably isn't necessary, but her colleagues seem to want Jennifer to go through the humiliation of being dragged from school in cuffs.
That's the right thing to do, but it's also the thing that will draw scrutiny and criticism from everybody in the community.
Because she's allowed to go home with someone else and not be arrested.
Yeah, I think the thing we'll have to do there, just to speak the school language here for a second with you, is just she's not going to come back.
Right.
She's going to give me a letter if we're going to do it that way. So I'm willing to go that way, or if she's not willing to give me a letter of resignation.
And that's something you'll work out between with her. But from a legal standpoint, I'm going to go ahead and make the arrest. Okay. All right.
So you're going to arrest her and take her from here.
Again, there's two ways now. You can view an arrest as she goes to jail, or I could cite and release on her own recognizance, provided she's got somebody that's sober to come and take possession of her.
And so you're going to give her that option.
Well, no. That's the decision I'm going to make before I walk back in that room.
Okay.
The decision is made by the principal and the officer that Jennifer needs to be taken out in handcuffs. Kenzie explains things to her back in the other room.
In terms of your employment here, Jennifer, we can't move forward with you being a teacher here any longer.
Okay.
If you want to resign, that's your option. If you choose not to, though, I would be forced to go to the board and ask for your termination based on the outcome of today.
I would like to resign.
Jennifer accepts the opportunity to resign, but she has one request and a valid reason for asking.
Can I?
You got it right here.
Can I not be handcuffed out, please? I'm not going to run on you.
Well, I know that.
It's
But it
just
is, the police department operates under policies and procedures, and I can't treat you any more different than anybody else, or we're setting ourselves up for liability.
That's
okay?
fine. But it's
now,
just,
I'm not going to run you down the hallways and page you through.
My child is in the 3rd grade hall.
She pleads to avoid having her child see her taken away in handcuffs, but the cops aren't there to make exceptions. She's going to be taken out like any other lawbreaker.
All right, go ahead and put your hands in front of you with your thumbs facing up, please.
What is my is this going to go like on the news, Mr. Kinsey?
Chances are it will, Jennifer. I don't have control over what they put on the news, but there's a good chance that once this gets reported, then there will be statements we'll have to release, and notes we'll have to send home to parents, and then news reporters will probably show up. I will be as discreet as I can in terms of how I handle it.
Jennifer was slapped with charges of public intoxication, and as a result, she lost her job as well as seeing her name all over the news. It's a tough lesson, but were her colleagues pushing too hard for her to be punished? Duane Simpers. Everything in this case begins with the capture of Duane Simpers, a grand theft auto suspect wanted in Putnam County. In the Bunnell neighborhood, there was a complaint about a stolen car, so the police arrived. The car kept driving through Bunnell and ran away when it saw FCSO police cars. Then, a cop was able to use stop sticks effectively while the car was driving along Clove Avenue. This caused the stolen car to break down in a drainage ditch near Cord 305, and the suspect took off, racing into the forest. But the police were fast in chasing the suspect, who turned himself in eventually to avoid being caught by the canine.
Stop now, but release the dog! Stop now, release the dog! I can't see him anymore. You go down. He will bite you! Over here. Hey, hands! Hands! I want to see your hands! Get up! Nahu, puppies! Nahu! Nahu, puppies! Turn around. Nahu, puppies! Nahu! Nahu! I don't have no. Good, puppies! Put your hands on your back.
As a result, the deputies ultimately apprehended the suspect close to a swamp in the forest.
He's secure. Check everything around. We're in the wood line, just off of 305 to the north of our vehicle. What's your name, boy? Good, puppies. What's your name? Where are you from? Welcome to Flagler.
The police escorted him to their van, where the suspect requested that they provide him with fresh clothing. In the meanwhile, 2 bags with a combined total of 18 grams of methamphetamine and ecstasy were discovered during the search.
I know it's probably a crazy question, but I have some clean clothes on the bed.
No, bro, I know you're not trying to ask me that. Come on.
I'm soaking wet, bro.
That sucks, bro. I mean, like, you did it to yourself.
Right.
Upon interrogation, the cop inquired about the events that transpired and requested that the suspect provide an explanation using his own words.
All right, so obviously we got a lot going on here today. A lot of stuff happened, a lot of craziness, man. So why don't you tell me in your own words what took place today? How did we get from A to B?
Somebody lit me up out there on that main road, and I turned around and I ended up here, basically, short and sweet. They obviously was looking for my vehicle for some reason.
Okay.
That's all. I say I was going to meet a friend up at the Birmingham bar.
Okay.
That's where I was headed.
We never did. We
Okay.
sticked it.
So, did that deputy attempt to pull you over?
No, not at first.
At first? Did any deputy attempt to pull you over at any point in time?
I've seen some lights back there.
They can't come back and
So you saw the stop sticks?
The second one, the one I was hit,
I'm sorry?
The one I hit, obviously, right here.
Okay, but you saw the ones on West 100?
I think
I didn't see that.
You didn't see that one? All right, what about when you drove around them?
No, I didn't see that.
You didn't see them? Did you see the deputy behind you?
No.
All right.
The one didn't light me up at first. I pulled over, he pulled over, and he still didn't light me up.
Okay.
So I U-turned.
All right.
At this point, the cop asked the suspect as to whether or not he was aware that the police were pursuing him, and if he was conscious that he was required to stop the car.
So what happened when you went into this neighborhood back here?
What happened?
Yeah, like, I mean, what were you doing?
Well, I'd seen some cops back there, so I was just trying to stay away from them. I was trying to just, you know.
All right, so you weren't trying to make contact with law enforcement?
Was I trying to make contact?
Yeah.
No, I was just
Did you believe that law enforcement was trying to make contact with you?
Well, after the stop stick, I
Now the cop questioned the suspect about the reason that he ran into the forest, and whether or not he could verify that he attempted to evade the police.
So after that stop stick happened, what did you do?
we went to turn on this road and I got out of the vehicle.
Did you get out of the vehicle and did you stop?
I went to the woods a couple feet.
Why'd you go into the woods?
Trouble, but then I didn't want to get bit by a dog. I didn't want to create more trouble.
So would it be fair to say that you were running from the police?
I started to, yeah, but I'd stop.
All right, so you began to run.
I began to and realized, you know, it's better just to get rid of it.
All right.
That was recent, wasn't it?
To bring it all to a close, the interaction between Simpers and police enforcement is not new. As a Grand Theft Auto player, he was already wanted in Putnam County. Some of the older charges against him that have surfaced in Putnam and Clay counties were burglary of an unoccupied structure, trafficking in stolen property, and grand theft over $20,000. At this time, Simpers was charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle, fleeing to elude law enforcement, possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia and equipment, violation of probation, and driving while license suspended with knowledge.